Alright, what's good everyone? It's Jerry Siafa, Josiah Amen, and I made my way out to nature today to pop off some videos for y'all. It's so beautiful out. It's autumn time, so you know all the leaves are all different colors. Let me turn the camera and show you what I'm looking at. So I found this nice little tunnel. Looks like a water port or something. There's water coming down from here. And then over there, you can see all the beautiful leaves and all. I'm right here by the lake. So it's looking nice out. So I'm gonna try to soak in as much of this until, we get some snow. All right, so let's do this thing. So I'm chilling right here. Found a nice little spot. Of course, there's graffiti all over this. Just how I like it. And there's a nice tunnel back here where the water's leading right there to the lake. All right. So let's do this thing. I'll be just sharing some knowledge here. In my last video, I talked about the inauthentic self, what the inauthentic self is, what it means when we chase our false ego, and how this cripples us and just limits us a lot. All right, so let's do this thing. So today, we'll just continue from that, and we'll just, talk more about the same stuff. So, I'll try to hold this camera right here and go ahead and do what I do, you know what I mean? Okay, so we talked about the inauthentic self. Basically, a lot of us live in our false egos, and we put on a pretend face for society, you know what I mean? So this video is going to be talking about the road back home and how we can discover our authentic self. You know what I mean? All right, so check it now. Check it right now. Let's do this thing. So what else is needed to live from your authentic self? To be able to dip into your innate storehouse of courage and strength. A wonderful teaching from this great Buddhist teacher. All right, so we're gonna take some wise words from the great Buddha, our Buddhist teacher. So don't look for what is real. Just let go of all that is unreal. And that which is real will come to you all by itself, you see? So we must let go of what is not real and look for what is real and what is true. Basically, let go of the false ego and false identity. First, you must become aware of the ways in which you cling to that which is not real. So first, we have to bring our awareness to how we cling to what is not, what is not real. That's the first step. So to toys and diversions. Real to toys and diversions. Often these provide a sense of self-worth. So our toys, our diversions, it provides a sense of self-worth. You know what I mean? So when you let go of that which is unreal, your authentic self will appear all by itself. So once you let go of what is unreal, your authentic self will appear all by itself. All you have to do is let go of the false ego and false identity. You know what I mean? All right. Let's do this thing. Okay, you can see. Cool. So when we are little, we play with toys. When we grow up, we want the real things. Notice how much time you spend each day escaping what would truly make you happy. Take note of how many times you offer a superficial social response. So take note, check that out. Not really looking, listening, speaking, or considering what is important to you. Right? Keep track of that. Now, do you see how this drains the meaning from your life? The joy out of your day? Do you see how this happens? When you chase false ego, false identities. By the way, there's a song coming out by I soon that will be talking about chasing the false ego, false self, false illusions. Carry on. So this is your life. You are losing. You lose yourself daily in hundreds of tiny ways. You make choices that harm you. Decide to stay in deadening situations. And don't speak up about that which matters. You feel you have all the time in the world to wait for things to change. So you feel like that? Most of us do. Right? Feel like we have all the time in the world for things to change. You don't fear. So when we feel like we have all the time in the world, for things to change, you don't have all the time in the world. Time goes on, and if you continue to go that way, it continues to build, because what you focus on grows. So fear tells you it is dangerous to be truthful. The real danger, however, is believing this fear and not discovering or living from your own truth. The great American philosopher Ralph Waldo Emerson said, when you have life in yourself, it is not by any known or appointed way, then you shall not discern the footsteps of any other. If we live truly, we shall see truly. Wise word from great Waldo Emerson. You know what I mean? So this is how we're going to discover our authentic self, be our true self. So let's keep talking about it. So how many of us even know what it is that our hearts treasures and our hearts desire? How many of us truly know this? How many have numbed ourselves so much that we block it out? We block it out completely. Wipe it completely out. You see? We wipe it completely out. In order to truly be there for someone else, you must first learn how to be really there for your own self. You know what I mean? So let's reflect on that a bit. So like I said in my last video, we talked about the inauthentic self. How many of us chase false illusions, put on a mask, and try to be something we're not to fit in the crowd. So this is how we're going to find our authentic self. You see? So restoring yourself. There are many recovery groups these days. Groups for alcohol issues, for your drug issues, for abuse issues, for relationship issues, for sexual addictions, eating disorders, addictions of all kinds. How about recovery of the self? Have any of you stumbled across a recovery, group for yourself, to find yourself and be yourself? I don't think many have. So let's continue. Addiction and obsession are fueled by hunger for the true self. You understand? You understand what that means and what I'm talking about? Okay, so that is definitely the truth. So this here is something we all need to look at. So I'm going to stop for a minute, and we're going to talk about it some more. So they have all type of groups for all type of addictions, but the true group that we really need is one that helps us find our true self. You see, we need to be able to find our true self, and we need to know how to follow our true path. Once we can do this, we find true happiness. I had to move. There's some people doing their thing. All right, so you can see a better view now. And this is good. I can hold the camera much easier. So, with that being said, addiction and obsession are fueled by hunger for the true self and the emptiness of life without it. Once the self is discovered, right? Once you discover yourself, equilibrium is established and everything else falls into place. Just like that. So becoming fearless requires that you discover your authentic self. So when you want to be fearless, you have to discover your authentic self. You know what I mean? The great advice of the great Sarah Lieutenant suggests that you begin your journey of self-recovery by letting go of that which is false. So we all must first let go of the false identity. That's how we start our self-recovery. Of course, you can't do this until you become aware of what is false in your life. Right? We have to first become aware of what is the false identity. For each of us, it will be different. When one thing is let go of, then another will appear. So it's a process. You let go of one thing, another appears. You find a way to let go of that. So you don't have to let go of everything at once. It's almost impossible. It's a process. You see, it's a process of going against resistance. You see, this is how we truly grow and expand our power. So you don't have to let go of everything at once. Just peel the onion little by little until you arrive at the core. So that's where we're going to stop. And that's what we're going to reflect on. So, soak it in. Let me know what you're thinking. But find your authentic self and discard your ego self. You know what I mean? So that's it there. Until next time. Peace.